What's going on, you guys? It's Keenan Briggs, sports consultant and mentor. This question is the recruiting process the same for other types of sports outside of track and field? And the answer is no, it's not the same. It's completely different, right? Some sports are actually harder to get scholarships in. Some sports, they only offer full scholarships. It's just a range of things, right? So let's go with the quote individual sports. That would be, golf, that would be swimming, track and field, um, maybe tennis, I would say, right? They're all a little bit different, but they all fall under the same umbrella. And that basically is you are able to hit certain times or show the value based on your performance. And once you hit those certain standards, it's kind of self explained that you are that level, right? Let's say for track and field, you run a 9.9 100 and you're a girl, right? You don't really have to explain anything. If you did it once, you have to explain yourself, right? But if you did it twice or a couple times, like it's you did what you did, right? And there's no debate there. There's I ran a 9.9 at this meet with no wind, and that meet also. Like it is what it is, right? But when it comes to the ball sports, right, you might be the number one outside hitter in the state for your school, but you're a backup behind the number one national outside hitter. You're not getting as much playtime, right? You're not starting. Like it's challenging. So you have to be able to showcase your value even more than you would with track and field, right? If you're a golfer and you can hit 400 yards off the tee, like you're doing some really amazing things, right? I'm not even sure if that's a thing, right? But if it is, let's just say, okay. At the end of the day, the thing that's underlying that's the most consistent is being marketable. You must be able to present your brand. That's why I say stop being like a person. You're not a person. When you're a person, you have emotions. When you're a person, you get injured. When you're a person, you need like a lot of things, right? But when you're a brand, you don't have emotion, you don't need anything because you're already there. So here's an example of what I mean by not having these emotions, right? Let's go with USC football. Let's say they release their head coach. Got to go, we're not winning, you're fired. The business of USC doesn't care because the tradition is going to be there. A new coach comes in and we keep winning. It is what it is. Sorry. We need to keep winning because we want athletes to come to our school and keep our prestige high. But when it comes down to a person, the coach might feel like, man, you fired me and I have a family to raise and I have a home and like all these things. The business doesn't have the emotion. And when it comes down to your recruiting process, you're buying into a business. So if you get ghosted by a coach and they're like, we don't want you, like, but you're like, you're my dream school. I want to go to your school. They're like, we don't need you. The business is they don't need you because you don't match the criteria of what the industry or the school is looking for at that moment. I had an athlete, Dominique Rutolo, right? Her dream school was USC. That was her dream school from seventh grade all the way up. She's like, I want to go to USC. She hit the marks. She was a 5'8" high jumper, 41.7 triple jumper, 19.2 and a quarter long jump. It was like USC, USC. At the time, USC was focused on the sprints, and they were like, we just want sprinters. Jumpers are fine, but we want sprinters on the team. If you can run a 52-second 400, you can come to this team. And she's looking at me like, what do I do? I'm like, they don't want you. So obviously she had her emotions because she was a person, right? Fast forward goes to Oregon, then fast forward from there, ends up at USC at her dream school, right? All this stuff is possible. But I do want to say, disconnect yourself from being a person. You are a business that is in this space of athletics, right? Or whatever genre you're in. When you look at it that way, you're going to start to say, okay, how can I build my brand and my prestige just as USC did, right? It's by, having a social media platform that is specialized for you to build your brand about the things who you are as a person, the value you bring. And when you build your following, not specifically the followers, but build your following up and your value up, then you're in a place where you can say, you know what, Middle America University, you need me on your team because I'm going to boost the morale of the team, but I'm also going to bring athletes who want to be just like me in my network to the school. Now we're going to start to build this program. If you can convey that message, then you're in a really good spot. So there's a lot more to it. And that process takes a while to kind of establish. If you're not like knowledgeable on how to actually do that, I have a specific program. I'll get into detail later on, but I'll have just a link below. Um, and yeah,